What's good out there? What's good out there? I just decided to go live today, and the topic that I put out there was religion destroyed the black community. Um, Religion is like religion and pastors are like pimps. They are pimps, and religion destroyed the black community, and it separated the black families. How did it separate the black families? Well, I'm gonna read off some religions. As I grew up, I'm going to read the first one I grew up in. You have Jehovah Witness, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Taoism, Seventh Day Adventists, Greek paganism, and the list keeps going on, and on. But what happened is these pastors and preachers, they became pimps and they became womenizers. And they actually, drain the hood alive. When I say drain the hood alive, I mean they ask you for money, then they start demanding it. I read some where some of the pastors actually would lock the doors, and they wouldn't open them doors until you put in that pot. Now I know that I actually saw on YouTube where a black American female said it's true that they actually closed the doors and they actually would not let people leave the church until they donated money. They said the Lord said, God said. This is what they say. God said to do this, and God said the Lord didn't tell you to become poor. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But a lot of these pastors, they know how to manipulate and hypnotize people. That's why they said human beings are the easiest people to influence. I'm going to show you something. And this what made me prompt to do this video today. I'm going to show you something.
These are the 5 richest prosperity preachers who continue to scam millions. Number 5, Benny Hinn, $42 million.
His home, 7,000 square feet of living space, is worth over $10 million.
Number 4, Pat Robertson, $100 million.
Well, it's a pleasure to welcome back my dear friend Kenneth Copeland.
Number 3, David Oyedepo, $150 million.
We are not asking you to give so the church can be blessed. We're asking you to give so you can be blessed. Yes.
Number 2, T.D. Jakes, $150 million.
The more you give to me, the more I give back to you.
Number 1, Kenneth Copeland, $760 million.
Silver and gold have we plenty.
But we're exposing their lies. These are the 5 richest.
You see what I just showed you? This is what I just showed you. These are no preachers. These are wealthy pimps that have been pimping our community for decades and decades. My cousin used to go to a church in the Bronx, okay? In the Bronx. Follow me here. The pastor was a female. The pastor used to, the Lord said give, and come on, I know you can dig in your pockets. Your pockets could go deep. Come on, don't hesitate to give. So one day, my cousin said he had to go meet up with his pastor. And crazily, she lived on Park Avenue in a penthouse. This is where my cousin's pastor lived, in a penthouse. And the worst thing that ever happened to the black community was religion and these churches. The Lord didn't say you had to go to a place and give money to learn about him. You could stay in your house, in your home, and you can learn. All you have to do is have the proper equipment, the Bible, the Apocrypha, and stuff like that, and that's how you can learn. But unfortunately, these pimps and these pastors are together. Because I remember growing up, when I was young, they used to always make movies and put pastors in there, and their best friends was the pimps. And this thing that's going on with these churches, first of all, you only need one church in the neighborhood. Why do you have to have 4 to 5 churches in the neighborhood? You got one down the street over here. Then you got one across the street from your house. Then you got one a couple of blocks down the street. 3 and 4 and 5 churches in one area. Why is that? And they all suck in the community dry. And black folks, Negroes, go for this. We fall for the trap, and then we have nothing to eat in our refrigerator. We will take the last of our money. Well, I have to give this, I have to pay my tithes, so I got to give this last. So the Lord told you to starve? That's what the Lord said, to starve? The Lord never said starve. These pastors and these preachers need to be all locked up. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, all of them. They need to be in jail for life. I'm going to show you something. And this pastor here is a piece of crap. If I can find it. This pastor here is a piece of garbage. I'm about to show you right now.
I started giving on that level so that God
That's T.D. Jakes. That's another piece of crap. Him. Okay, her too. Him too. But Joel Osteen is a piece of garbage. They all, look at him, rich.
Christian teachers
So-called.
have become rich selling you your dream life in the name of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
According to the scripture, if you give to God, you ought to be so blessed you don't know what to do with yourself.
When you give to Joel,
There he is. The piece of garbage he is. Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen is a piece of garbage. You know why? Because I don't know if y'all remember a couple of years when there was a flood. I think it was in Texas, but it was in around one of his churches. Okay? And they asked him, can you take some people and put them in your church? He said no. Joel Osteen said no. Y'all remember that? And they questioned it about that. He tried to go around the situation. Do y'all remember that? He's a piece of garbage. I remember they needed a place to put these people, and his church was the perfect place, and he said no. Meanwhile, y'all dig in your pocket, y'all take your last of your money, your rent money, light bills, and everything else to give to these pastors. The worst thing that ever happened to us was to deal with religion. And a lot of us fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. A lot of us fell for it. A lot of us fell for it. It's so disgusting how these pastors are getting away with murder. Creflo Dollar, donate more money. The Lord told, I need another plane. And guess what? He gets another plane. Creflo slick Willie Dollar. That's the new name I'm gonna call him. Klepto Slick Willie Dollar. TD Slide Man Jakes. TD Slide Man Jakes. And Klepto Sweet Liddy Dollar. And y'all fall for this, man. I don't know how y'all do this. And there's so much religion when it really should be one. You got so much religions. I'm going to name it again. This is what I grew up. Jehovah's Witness, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Taoism, Seventh-day Adventist, and Greek paganism. And it's more than that. It's more. That's only a few. When it should be one religion. In the slavery time, one religion, one God, everybody prayed together, and that was that. All the black folks had one religion, and everybody prayed together, singing on one Lord. But soon as evil came in, the devil, all these religions that I just named off, all these religions, and it's more than this. And this is why this world is upside down and crazy the way it is. And it's so bad right now. There's so much religions. You have so many atheists right now. People that was almost there to believe in the Lord, and people that believe, no, they became atheists. They don't want nothing to do with this now. They want nothing to do with it. Because one religion says one thing, another religion says another thing, and another religion says another thing, and another religion, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. The worst thing that ever happened to us was religion that came to our neighborhood. Y'all remember Reverend Ike? Another slick witty dude that was real rich. And actually, he's still around. He got caught up in the bull crap. When he did, he laid back. Now he came back. He's still around, Reverend Ike. I think he is. Reverend Slick Man Ike. Remember him? Reverend Slick Man Ike. You wonder why a lot of people are nutty right now, especially Negroes. There's so many atheists right now, and I don't blame them because, there should be only one religion, and it should be only one God. I don't blame them. This world right now is going to hell in the handbasket because you're disrespecting the Lord by doing all this garbage right here. All this garbage right here. Should be one religion, not even one religion. It should be one belief, and that's it, and one Lord. And I usually say I'm not making this tape for the atheists, but I'm making it for everybody. The worst thing that ever happened to Negroes was when religion came to our neighborhood and all these damn churches and all these religions. I'm going to keep naming them. Jehovah's Witness, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Taoism, Seventh-day Adventist, and Greek paganism. And meanwhile, these pieces of garbages, Klepto Dollar, I'm going to show this again, and I'm going to keep pushing in your face. These pieces of garbages.
Prosperity preachers.
These pieces of garbages
scam millions.
Are money.
Number 5, Benny Hinn, $42 million.
His home, 7,000 square feet of living space, is worth over $10 million.
Number 4, Pat Robertson, $100 million.
Well, it's a pleasure to welcome back my dear friend Kenneth Copeland.
Number 3, David Oyedepo, $150 million.
We are not asking you to give so the church can be blessed. We're asking you to give so you can be blessed.
Number 2, T.D. Jakes,
Slick Willie Jakes.
$150 million.
Slick Willie
The more you
Jakes.
give to me, the more I give back to you.
Number 1, Kenneth Copeland,
The Joker.
$760 million.
The Joker.
Silver
Kenneth
and
the
gold
Joker.
have we plenty.
But we're exposing their lies. These are the 5 richest.
Religion. I mean, everything should be one. You should celebrate, have one family, one Lord, one family, one study. But all these religions, I keep pushing your face. All these religions. And black folks would be the poorest people who would keep giving money. And like I said years ago, I remember on YouTube, a young lady, a black female said, listen, I had to leave my church because they was trying to kidnap us. Like they would close the doors and would not let you leave until you gave money. She said this. It was somewhere in the South. She said this church was that greedy and evil. They would lock the doors and have people stand there until you pulled out some money. And then when you pulled out money, they wanted more. And then they wanted more. Oh, come on, you can dig deeper than that. The Lord said, no, the Lord didn't say to make other people rich. The Lord didn't say this. The Lord didn't say to starve and give people money like this. Like I said, my cousin, his pastor, she taught in the hood, drained the hood dry from the Bronx, and went back to Park Avenue. When he told me this, I couldn't believe it. She was driving a Mercedes-Benz and lived on Park Avenue in the penthouse. This is true. The worst thing that ever happened when they put this in our neighborhood. And it's like I said, why do you need 3, 4, and 5 churches in one neighborhood? One when you walk out the house across the street, one a couple of blocks down the street, another around the corner. Why? And these people don't even live in your neighborhood. They live in somewhere in a nice home and slandering and slicking money out of you, getting money out of you, while people in the hood are starving, but people still give their money. I don't get it. It's like drones. Human beings can't think for themselves right now. We can never think for ourselves. You know where your church is at? I'm going to tell you where your church is in the house with a Bible and a apocrypha, and you study yourself. That's where the church is at. It's not to go out and make other people rich, because this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. Excuse me. This is what they're doing. It's horrible. And you notice where there's churches, surprisingly, a liquor store and a Chinese store, Chinese food. So what you do, this would allow, I see a lot of people, there's no disrespect. This is real stuff I'm talking, and I've seen this happen. You'll come out the church to go to the liquor store, to go to the Chinese store, to go home. And you just came out praising the Lord. You just came out of the church praising the Lord to go to the Chinese store and to go to the liquor store. I've seen it happen. I've actually seen that happen. That they'll go get a nip, they call them nips, or go get a bottle of gin and then go get some Chinese food. The worst thing that ever happened to our neighborhood was them damn churches, when the church should be in your house with a Bible and apocrypha and you and your family study. That's what they did in slavery. But in slavery, they really was together. They had one church they had, and it was praising to one God. They didn't have all these different gods' names. It was one. This is what they had. And they was, and back in the slavery time, they was serious about it. It wasn't a game to them, and it was no joke. If they got money, they put it together. They really did something for the people. They didn't take that money and go buy themselves a nice freaking home or go live in Park Avenue and Lexington and and buy planes that cost two. Why would you buy a plane that costs $25 million? Can anybody explain that to me? Why would you buy a plane that costs $25 million? And see what's going on. A lot of these churches are starting to get exposed. They really are starting to get exposed. They are starting to get it. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, or Joel Osteen, all these people are starting to get exposed. You can't hide it no more. I remember about maybe 6 years ago, there was these brothers and sisters in the South that got so pissed off because they knew the church was a scam. They actually started fighting the pastor and the pastor's bodyguards. It was a whole big thing. I saw it on YouTube. I'm going to see if I can find that. Because the brothers got tired of the crap. They said, listen, man, how are y'all coming here in our neighborhood and we live like this, but y'all riding up with Mercedes-Benz, going probably to a nice house? How y'all doing this? Like, how do y'all have a conscience doing this? I know it's so bad where I've heard it. I don't know if it's true. Where a lot of the pastors say, "Oh, we accept food stamps." I don't know if they people was joking when they said that or if it was for real. We accept food stamps. You remember back in the days when they had the booklet food stamps? Yeah. I remember I've heard people say, I said, you joking. And nah, they really said they accept food stamps. Like these pastors and the preachers are dirty. And then the ones that's really about the Lord, they don't get nothing. They don't want nothing. All they want you to do is come to church. They don't want no money. Human beings got to start waking up. They have to start waking up because I'm tired every time I turn around, you got the T.D. Jakes and the Creflo Dollars and the Joel Osteens and these other pastors on here. And they worth, you see what I just showed you, millions of dollars. While we're struggling and starving, these pastors are worth all this money. And then Joel Osteen, with his piece of garbage crap behind, when they needed him for the church, he turned everybody down. He turned everybody down. Human beings need to get it together, man, because we in trouble right now. We need to get it together. If you're going to find a church, find a real church. Find somebody that's real. Find one of them churches that's ran down and they don't care about having money. They just want to really teach you about the Lord. How about that? This is no disrespect because I'm a God-fearing person, but I like to have a real God-fearing person, how it's a community with people who really believe in the Lord. And I had no money involved. The Lord didn't tell people to rob people. These are pimps. And it's sad to say, but the women get caught up the most. Because I know I've heard this. If you said anything bad about a pastor, what are you talking about my pastor? Don't say nothing about my pastor. My pastor this and blah, blah, blah. They were ready to tear your head off if you talk anything about a pastor. The pastors are banging the daughters. They're banging the wives. They're banging the aunties. They're banging everybody. This is what these pastors are doing. And they're getting caught on camera doing this. They're getting caught on camera doing this. I just need to bring that to the table because I'm really getting tired of this. I'm getting so sick of this. These pieces of crap robbing the neighborhood blind, and people are still giving them their money like a bunch of stupid drones giving them their money. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. But these pastors and these preachers, these phony ones, because you got good ones out there, these phony ones need to be locked up for life. Peace.